What's up guys, Kenny G here coming at you with another video. Today we're going to be talking about Sega again, and this is the conclusion to the current Sega arc going on. Yeah, it's unfortunate that it's not as big of a reveal as maybe some were expecting. What actually got announced today, the big reveal, the industry shaking revolutionary announcement that's coming from Sega is actually just cloud gaming, but they're not calling it cloud gaming, they're calling it fog gaming, which it's essentially a gaming service that allows people specifically in Japan, so this probably will never leave Japan, and it allows people to tap into arcades and play arcades outside of normal operating hours of the arcades. So for example, you go home, it's 2 in the morning, the arcades are closed. You can get in and play the arcades via some kind of service. I'm guessing it has to do with our previous video where we had the patents, where there were touch controls, and it was showing that you could use the touch controls to interface with the server being the actual arcade cabinet, and play them remotely. So let's jump into the article here over on, I don't know this website, WCCF Tech. There's a whole bunch of people reporting it, but essentially it all is coming from one fellow's tweet. Okay guys, so let's just basically take a look at the tweet, since that's really what this all comes from. It all stems from this tweet. I guess this guy's pretty reputable and trustable. He says that he's read the article. Let's just jump into it though. It says, the article now with info, yes, fog gaming is the big scoop. Sega will use arcades in Japan as the technical backbone. CPUs and GPUs housed in the arcade machines are mentioned specifically. Ultra low latency is touted. Commercial idea is to use arcades outside business hours, right? So you can tap into them. Now, something like this has been done before. If you guys have ever downloaded the app Toreba, unfortunately, I can't open it up right now, but Toreba is essentially a crane game. If you know what crane games are, they're really popular in Japan. If you've ever been to Akihabara in Japan, like in Tokyo, they're very, very common, the crane games. And basically, you know, everyone's seen crane games. But Toreba lets you actually tap into existing crane games in Japan when people aren't using them and playing them remotely with your phone app. And you can actually win prizes, and then they ship the prizes to you. Now this is obviously different. This is playing games rather than a crane game. Crane game doesn't need like ultra low latency, whereas, well, it sort of does. It sort of does need ultra low latency for it to be a fair chance for you to actually win at a crane game. But this is sort of the same thing, except for applied to gaming instead of crane games. But yeah, essentially it would allow people to play games competitively off business hours. So if you, like I was saying, if you've ever been to Akihabara, they all kind of wrap up around 10 p.m. to midnight, especially with like trains. I think the last trains in Tokyo for the day stop at midnight or 1 in the morning. So people who are home are able to play these games off business hours, you know, once they're home, and enjoy them, right? So that's really it. There's not much else to say at this time. Unfortunately, we were all super hyped that we were gonna get some big major announcement like Dreamcast, you know, Mini, Sega Saturn Mini, even some people were saying Dreamcast 2, although I didn't think that was gonna happen. But unfortunately, it's none of those. So that's pretty much all there is to say for the time being. It's unfortunate that it's not something more revolutionary. You know, it was touted by Famitsu magazine that this was gonna be some kind of earth-shattering, like industry shaking, I believe was the phrase, announcement coming from Sega. And maybe it is for Japan. You gotta remember that Japan, their gaming industry focuses almost 100% on just Japan. They don't, when their games go outside of Japan, they're like, great, but they're like very laser focused in just, we're making stuff for Japan, and that's where our concerns are. So this service will probably never come outside of Japan. I don't see it happening, at least. I mean, we don't get a lot of Sega arcade cabinets here in North America. I don't know the state of Europe, but I would guess the same situation. You don't get a lot of arcade cabinets. Once in a while, I'll see like the Initial D cabinets, and I know those are by Sega. But besides that, you don't really see a ton. So the chances of this service coming to North America is probably very slim as well. So with that said, guys, that's about all there is to say for the time being. Unfortunately, not as big of a deal as we were hoping. Anyways, guys, we will see you in the next video.
Hey guys, this is Lydia. If you like what you see, hit that like button as it helps our channel gain exposure. Also consider smashing subscribe. If you like our content, it would really mean a lot and helps our channel grow. If you want to interact with us, leave a comment down below or follow us on Twitch at super_dorkalicious. We'll see you next time.